magic burning off McD sauce. Locker room chaos, what's that smell? Wipe your bench or straight to jail. And now brace yourselves. Welcome to This Might Get Awkward. Your hosts, the only ones brave enough to survive the locker room and the elliptical of doom. Doc J and Coach C. It's episode 10. Welcome to the gym. Woo! Where the smells are questionable, the people are loud, and nobody wipes down the bench. Let's get awkward.
All right, welcome everybody to episode 10, legendary episode 10. Appreciate you sticking with us here. Sorry we're a little bit
Yes.
late. Got stuck in fun traffic with tornado warnings and everything else out there. But Doc J, how was your day?
My day was great. My day was good.
We both match. Oh yeah, well kind of. Except my shirt is green. Can't see it until I bring it closer. But yeah, I guess we look like we're matching.
Oh
It
yeah, a
must be
little
my
bit.
must be my lipstick. I get it.
It is.
Anyway,
It's our AirPods.
yes, matching pods. So we're here today to talk about the gym, right? I think comments that we've had from other folks before is we should talk about all the things in the gym, all the fun stuff, gym, tan, gross, all that kind of fun stuff that happens in the gym that you see in the gym. I know a lot of people probably have some stories. So if you're joining us out
Mhm.
there, thanks so much for joining. Doc J, you want to
Yes.
start us off?
Oh, sure. I'd love to. To be honest, I haven't been to the gym in a while. I used to. Like, I went solid for like many, many years, and I just haven't since COVID. I know. And yes, I'm one of those people who pays for a membership but doesn't go.
Yeah, I
I
pretty
think,
much did that for 2 years after COVID myself. So I know all about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's okay.
So,
We can
yeah,
still talk about
but
it. The fun thing is the gym has never changed. People are still disgusting, rude. I'm going to start off by telling a little bit about my gym story, if you don't mind.
great.
So last
Go
time I
for
was at
it.
the gym, I brought my wallet in for my water. I was going to lift, put it down next to me on the bench, and unfortunately, I was doing some curls or something, and I hit the bottle, and it spilled my entire glass of water or entire thing of water out. So what did I do? No, I didn't just, hey Jeff, what's up? I didn't just sit there and wait for somebody. I went to the front desk and I asked if they had a mop or a sponge or something. They said go see the janitor or the person that cleans. I went to the locker room, found that gentleman. After a little bit, felt kind of weird hanging out around the shower area, just waiting for him to get out from cleaning and stuff. People are like, "Hey, how's it going?" Naked. Um, but I was like, "Can I borrow your mop? Can I go clean up my spilled water?" He's like, "Oh no, it's okay, it's okay." And I'm like, "Okay." And there's a little bit of a language barrier there, which is cool. But I'm like, "Can I borrow the mop? I'll go clean it up." No, no, I got it, I got it.
Mhm.
So I went out there. I was waiting for him to come. Finally, he came wheeling along, all smiling and stuff. I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Can I help you out? Let me help you." No, 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 I got it, I got it. So I was like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Can I at least move the bench for you?" He goes, "No, no, no, you leave it, don't touch." So I'm sitting there like on the bench next to him, just kind of watching, like feeling bad that I can't help out. Well, this guy, big hulking guy, kind of looked a little bit like the Hulk with a goatee. And he moves the bench out of the way for the guy, kind of throws it a little bit, looks at me and goes, "You can be more fucking helpful." And I'm like, and then he's looking at me after going,
What?
Yeah. Then he's looking at me after going, he's like, "What? What? You got something to say?" So, knowing me, I'm always about handling conflict directly, right? Not to mention the
Yeah.
fact that if I got a chance to make you look like a dumbass because you don't know what happened before that, I'm going to take that
Mhm.
chance. So, I cooled
Mhm.
off for a minute, went and told the story to a couple other people, a couple of the other folks that I know. Came back to that guy, went over by him, and what I like to do to diffuse situations is I'll either go up to you with my fist out for a pound, or a handshake. So I went up to him, I just had my hand out like that, and he looked at me strange. I'm like, "Yeah, shake it, man." So I told him. So I started the conversation. I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm Nick. Seen you here a bunch of times." He introduced himself. His name was Jeremy or Dumbass or something like that. And I was like, "Hey, good to meet you." I'm like, "Just so you know, a couple things here. Uh, before you came up and you yelled at me or you gave me a little shit and gave me some attitude there, he's like, well, I just thought you could be more helpful. I'm like, before you said that, I went to the front desk, asked how I can clean it, if I can get some towels. Of course, they couldn't help. I went to the locker room, looked really awkward sitting in the locker room waiting for this guy, tried to borrow his mop, told me to back off, tried to move the bench. He told me back off. I got it. So just so you know, I'm like, so you gave me attitude for nothing. And he goes, oh, shit, I sorry, man. I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, know the full story before you react and before you become a hulking steroid maniac jerk off
Oh
in the
my
gym.
gosh.
But I
No.
told him, like, just so you know, I'm 52. Mama raised me right. I'm going to clean up my mess if I make a mess. I'm not going to sit there, which is why I wasn't working out. I went to get somebody immediately. So just so you know, he's like, oh, I probably overreacted. I apologize. Introduced each ourselves. So since we've seen each other now, we're kind of buds. Every now and then he jokes about it and is like, oh, yeah, you going to come in and spill something today? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to spill something, you jackass. The even funnier part though is so I love going to the gym because I've got the crew, the older crew in the morning in the 60s
Mm.
and 70s. And this one guy, Jack, comes up and goes, hey, he's like, what happened over there? I'm like, I spilled my water. He goes, well, just be thankful you're your age. He's like, you spill water or pre-workout, whatever. People come over and they know that you spill water. He goes, if I had a puddle around me, people look at me either like I pissed or shit myself. He's like,
Oh
so
my gosh.
you're at a good age where people actually know that you just spilled something, as opposed to me, which they'd be like, should we call an ambulance? So that's my gym story to start out. That was my about 2 weeks ago in the gym where I was just like, I've never had a
Oh
scenario like
wow.
that in the gym. I'm usually the
Hmm.
most, friendly guy and agreeable guy, always helping out. And yeah, got some shit from somebody, and now we're buddies. So
It's an interesting place to make a friendship. I think there's different things that happen to become friends.
yeah,
Um,
sometimes you just
I
have to spill your whole thing of water.
You just have to spill the whole thing of water, and like it's good of you to have tried to be the better person in that situation.
Yes.
But did you know though? I was kind of reading about some stuff, and I saw that I saw that the weight bench is approximately 40% sweat and 60%
Hmm.
mystery, and
Yes.
that's gross.
Hmm.
Um, one That's something that I was reading about, but let's not get into all that yet. It looks like Jeff is talking about the old timers walking around the locker room.
Oh yeah.
Um, there, I know I had a story, and I'm just going to tell it right now because it's from a while ago, but there was I used to go in like earlier in the morning, and there was a group of mature ladies, elderly, who did a
Okay.
swim class. Like it was a swim class. And then they would come into the locker room, take showers, but they would stand around talking naked. And one day
Yeah.
they got into a heated discussion
A
about the
heated boob
different,
fight.
yeah.
Sorry.
And I mean, it would be lower, but no,
Like
they
flipping
were fighting.
flapjacks.
They were fight no disrespect, but they were fighting, having an argument, like a full out argument, standing
Wow.
in like this circle about the difference between pies and cobblers. What? Put your freaking
Wow.
clothes on.
Pies and
Put on the
cobblers.
clothes. Who cares?
Wow.
Now I'm hungry, and there's a bunch of naked
Mm,
85-year
jeez.
olds that need to put their clothes on, and I'm like, don't
Now,
fall.
with them talking about pies and stuff, are you sure they just weren't like comparing if their boobs are down there, were they just comparing boobs and like, yours look like cobbler? You got the apple pie.
No, they
Okay.
literally had they had recipes. They were supposed to be trading pie recipes, and
While
somebody brought
naked in the
a cobbler recipe. I'm like,
wow.
where does this come from? Like
That's
these are the
impressive and disgusting.
they don't talk about these things with, the sign up for a gym membership. Like you're gonna all of a sudden be in the middle of this naked pie cobbler discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't been there since then.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine why. I mean, they didn't disclose that in the membership agreement. Like, are you okay
No,
with naked old people?
no,
I
no,
I I
they didn't.
I can tell you a locker room story too. To Jeff's point, so I worked for a company. I won't name names, but I used to go to the gym every morning, And every morning, a couple people would be in there, and our CEO was in there, who was a male.
Mm.
He would go work out, and it never failed when I shower or whatever the case is, or come back from showering. He was always standing there in the locker room, butt ass naked, one leg up on like he was doing the Captain Morgan pose, just sitting there talking to me. And you can't, it's the CEO. What are you gonna do? You can't look. You
Mm.
can't. You don't want to look, of course, but you also don't want to look away. You've got
Mhm.
to, just stay eye contact, and you can't be like, hey, hey Jeff, can you put your pants back on there, buddy? I can appreciate it. You've got really nice balls. It's okay, but go run the company, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, really, I guess some of the things to talk about tonight, there's three types of people when you're in a gym, right? There's the I live
Right.
here, the I pay but never come. It's me. And then there's the people that are just there to smell all the protein farts and regret their life choices. But, you know, that's kind of what I think the three types of people are. It
I
looks
like that.
I've never Jennifer is sharing that she was asked about her size in the locker room when she had a sports bra on. Well, that's awkward. What?
Now,
I
I'm
don't think
curious though.
yeah,
What did you actually tell them though? Or did you
yeah.
actually answer it, or were you like, "That's my business," or "Can you look at the tag?" Like, what's the response to that? Because I feel like I don't know what that feels like. I mean, if somebody asked me what my size was, I'd probably my normal answer is just fat. So, but I'm curious, what answer did you give them there, Jennifer? They come up to you, they're like, "Hey, that's nice. What size are you?" Do you actually answer that? Do you walk away? Do you make a poll out of it?
Yeah, that's really
And
interesting.
Jennifer's not answering, so she must not have given them an answer, which is okay. But yeah,
I don't
that's
think I don't think I ever talked to anybody in the locker room, to be honest. Like
no,
I don't no, I don't think I ever
uh,
did.
just danced around it. Oh, I just saw danced around. I was like, wait a minute. I should have said you jealous. I'd have been like,
Yeah.
dude, what do you want to know? Do you juggle? Um, Yeah, I've talked to people in the locker room. It's unavoidable. It's mostly, I don't know. I find it mostly the older generation that like to have a conversation in the locker room.
Yeah.
Not necessarily naked, just conversations. And it's one of those things. Like I don't know. I
One leg
if
up
I
on the bench and they're
yeah,
talking to you.
yeah, if I get in that situation, I'll typically put my AirPods in, and I'm just like, all right, I gotta go. So
Yeah.
I try and get myself out of that situation. But that brings up a good point though, locker rooms. What are some of the weirdest things you've ever seen besides naked people? Because other weird things happen in the locker room. What are some weird things that you've seen if you've been to the gym that you'd consider abnormal or out of the ordinary? Snap fitness in the locker room. What?
So
Because they locked
everyone's
you
just
out of the locker
naked.
room, or yeah, everybody's just naked in the gym area. They're like, everybody, come on and let's work out, jumping jacks.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah, that is for me as like someone who loves psychology and observation. The locker room is a social experiment. Like it
Oh,
literally
thousand
is.
percent.
But it's like really weird and creepy if you're just in there watching everyone. Um, so yeah, so you don't do that.
What are you
And
doing in
Jennifer's
there?
not
Yeah,
Jennifer's not even allowed anymore in because she
yeah.
didn't say what
Like,
size she was.
now she's been banned because she wouldn't tell
Oh
her size.
man.
So, well, that sucks. I think some of the weird things that I've seen in the gym. One, this generation of teenager and even college age is the flexing. I've only been in the guys' locker room. I'm not sure how it is in the women's locker room, but guys taking pictures of other guys with the terms "bro." Take a picture for Instagram for me. I'm gonna post this
What?
shit. Yeah.
What? Oh
And
my
of
god.
muscles though, it's usually them like sitting in the mirror like this, or like pose. It's not down below. The
Of course,
weirdest thing I saw though ever in a gym was, besides people recording themselves, was somebody actually shooting another person up with steroids at one point in time.
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
first time I'd ever seen the police in a gym. arresting people, taking them out of the gym, and never saw those people back again. But yeah, I walked in the locker room, walked into, to by the urinals because I'm like, I'm gonna go before I go. I don't want to pee on the treadmill, so I'm gonna go on here. And then one of the like bathroom or stall doors was open, and I look over and I'm like, what the hell? Yep, and the guy's in there just. And I'm like, okay. So immediately went up by the front desk. I was that guy that was like, okay, you're liable for this. I just want to let you know.
Hmm.
Came, took them both out. Yeah, very strange. Jeff says the creepy guys checking you out in the showers. A lot of guys are shaving and shaving their bodies. Just that was kind of weird,
Yeah,
especially early in the morning. Are you in a
I can't
community
handle
shower
that
there,
either.
Jeff? Are you talking about like in high
Soap,
school or
soap on a
whatever? Or
rope.
I've seen that also. Yep, pretty crazy. So Jeff, we know that Jeff. So when you're wondering in the morning where Jeff goes, Doc J, he's in community showers. Just watch him men shave. Congratulations, Jeff. Proud of you. That's very broadening, cultured of you. Or we'll talk after. We can
Yeah,
give you some coaching
we
sessions.
we need some discussion on this. But like, have you guys? I mean, now I'm curious about what happens in the men's locker room. Like, I just had like pies and cobbler things going on, and do your
And
boobs hang low?
we,
But like, has anyone ever been like fully naked, air drying, and having like a massive TED talk, like just like going off on like profound thoughts of the day? I think that would be funny.
I did see a gentleman the other day. Well, last weekend, who was actually like that, like you were just talking about, in the mirror. He was in the midst of blow drying his hair, had his music blasting on his phone, absolutely
Okay.
blasting, dancing, doing a little bit of like salsa or whatever the heck he was doing, but literally just blow drying his hair and brushing his hair to where everybody coming in the locker room was like, yeah. I mean, you talk about like not knowing your
Yeah.
audience or not being
Right.
considerate. Holy hell. But yeah, I've seen that before. Seen full on party, being comparing abs. I mean, a lot of weird things happen in the men's locker room.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm not going to go in there anytime soon. So,
It's
but
probably a good idea.
yeah, it's probably a good
Yeah.
idea.
You'll need a tetanus shot if you do.
Oh
So I
my
definitely
gosh.
would. So fun times. The other reason I don't go. So here's a question for anybody that goes to the gym: do you shower at the gym? And I
I
asked this
used
question
to.
because did you?
I did.
Any bad happenings there?
No, no,
No
and
strange like
I,
scenes like Pitch Perfect where they're singing in the bathroom with another girl, or
I mean, that was probably
at
me.
one time that was college. Yeah,
That was
and that was
probably me.
college.
At one time at band camp,
Yeah,
I
right.
was, I was never in band. Um, yeah, no,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happened to you? You don't shower
I
ever, right?
no, I try not to. Yeah, I enjoy my stench. It's musk. That's what it is. No, I
Eau de
get
Musk.
the. I used to shower like every morning that I went there. I come home and shower, but I used to go in the mornings and I'd shower every morning. And then one time I got a bad case of athlete's foot.
Ew, that's
Yeah,
gross.
to where I never went back. Like it was
Yeah.
a bad case. Multiple rounds of antibiotics, topical ointment,
Mhm.
steroid, like not from the guy in the stall, but steroids, for the foot. But yeah, after that, I will never shower at the gym again, even though they say they clean it. Ugh, no, thank you. Well, Jennifer, you can't shower at the gym because they don't even let you in. So
You don't get no soap.
yeah, no soap for you. Dang it! Today was my turn to drop it. Yeah, that's
So yeah, locker rooms, I'm sure there's more we can talk about, but
oh yeah.
one thing that I oh, what
Jennifer, I
okay,
was wearing
so
flip flops. Just an FYI,
yeah.
I was wearing flip flops when I got that. I always wore flip flops for the fear of getting an athlete's foot. So I wore them and then threw them away. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, Doc J. Go for it.
No, one of the things about gyms that tends to be more of a conversation piece for people is that people checking other people out, whether it's like because they think they're cute or hot or attractive, but like making that eye contact and all of that stuff. Like that is
Yeah.
going on. I remember being a member. I remember being a member of a particular gym that was very large, and it was fairly
The
new
member or
back
the
in
gym?
the the gym. The
Okay.
gym was fairly new, and it was huge, and it had like a smoothie bar, whatever. But it was like
Okay.
a meat market. Like it was a meat market. You couldn't move from equipment to equipment without somebody being like, "Hey, what you doing
Mm.
on that treadmill?" Like, what? Like, you're so sweaty, gross. Get out of my
Yeah.
face. But I mean, like that is something that, and I do have a funny story because when Jeff and I kind of reconnected, it was at a gym where he was sitting on a
Okay.
bench and he smiled at me. I was on a treadmill and we made
Oh,
eye
there you go.
contact.
Huh.
But we didn't
So
talk.
it's not so creepy, huh?
It's not so creepy.
Interesting.
So, you know, has anyone ever had that? Has anyone ever had someone kind of stalk them at the gym, or have you been the stalker? Have you chosen machines based on where the cute or hot person was? Like does anyone have any stories like that? Anyone? Anyone?
Yeah, I know. I know. I've done that before. I'm guilty of that. Or you'll go next to somebody that's, But I will tell you, karma's a bitch. Because anytime I've ever done that, I've gone next to somebody that I'm like, "Ooh, she's pretty. I wonder, to see if there's a ring or whatever the case is." I'll just go next to her and show off on the treadmill, put the incline up, and I'm going. It never fails though. I always get somebody next to me, even though there's a million treadmills open. Karma's a bitch. They come right next to me, and they've either eaten hot garbage, 3,000 pounds of garlic, or they are running and their body is like a sprinkler for sweat. So I
Oh,
stopped choosing those treadmills for that purpose. I figured it was somebody's way of telling me like, don't do that. But you also do see other people and you see how creepy it can be when people do choose those. So not gonna be that creep.
ah,
But what about
no.
anybody else? Anybody else have any stories about choosing machines, or you choose to do a certain body part if you're working out because, oh hey, I can go over here and show off. I avoid the smelly people on the equipment, FaceTiming or talking to their significant other. You could always get in the conversation, get them in trouble, Jennifer. You could always lean over and be like, hey, hot stuff, what's going on? Yelling and
Oh
screaming.
man.
Are they teaching a course or is it just like they're like,
What? Oh, wow. Okay, so people are yelling and screaming. I always saw people like yelling and screaming, like more like screaming or grunting when they were like weightlifting and they wanted to be like, "Ugh," and I'm like, what is happening? Like, go poop in the toilet. Like, come on.
no, now you have to
They're
look for a pattern.
fighting.
Are they wearing dark shorts or dark pants when they're grunting and groaning? Yeah, that's something I've never understood, Doc J. I never understood the
Yeah.
grunt. Like I understand the like get a good lift in, you get it done, you get a personal record, whatever the case is, and then you get done, you're like, yeah, yeah, I got that. But during the process of it, I mean, I've been around a lot of folks. I've actually stopped spotting certain folks because they would do that. They'd be benching or
Mm.
squatting, and every time they're just like, ah, I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess they needed to. Maybe they were on Facebook or FaceTime yelling and screaming at each other. Maybe that's why they're grunting and groaning.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I have run into that before. The funny thing though is when you see that, Doc J, and you see that
Yeah.
somebody's not even lifting heavy weights, but they're still pumping away. They're like, one more. You're like, okay, no offense, but my dog could probably lift that. So what are we screaming for?
I mean, I feel like since my face always kind of says what I'm thinking, I feel like I probably looked at those people like, what is wrong with you? Do we need a psych eval here? What's going on?
Yeah, somebody get the straight jacket. He's having a seizure. No, yeah, I'm usually that person that I start out quietly. Frankie, get out of there. I start out quietly with a, hey, really? And then gradually it gets louder to where it gets to be like, I will go up to that person, tap my shoulder, be like, seriously? What, man? I'm just lifting, bro. Okay. Well, you're screaming, and everybody else can see. So if you want attention to yourself, like you're getting it. Good job. Not necessarily the most positive thing, but yeah, I'm usually that. Eventually, I get mad, and I just have to say something. I did see a guy. We used to call him Roydy. He was this probably like 5'5" guy, but he was built like a brick shit house, and he just like
Yeah.
had muscles off of muscles. He one time got pissed at this guy that was squatting or over by the squat racks, which is like, think about it's over here, the other one's over here. He takes this curl bar that's got like 45s on each side and just whips it down at the guy. Whips it down. Just goes,
Oh my
ah,
gosh.
fuck this. Thankfully, the thing didn't bounce because there's a glass mirror right in front of it. But it got the guy to stop. They got into some words. The staff came and were like, guys, let's stop. But yeah, I can't stand that grunting and groaning. Like you can do a good press and just breathe,
Mhm.
put a good breath in there as opposed to just
It's like
it's like
Thor is in the house.
right, it's like Braveheart, freedom. Yeah, like no, we don't need that. Mel Gibson's not here.
I
Yeah. So yeah, it's such a
it
weird
is.
thing, right?
Well,
Hi, Andrew.
uh, and Andrew's brother is watching on Facebook too, but for some reason
All right,
his
comments.
comments aren't showing up on the stream. But
Hmm.
Rob is on. Hi, Rob. He did call Jeff a stalker, and
Okay.
yeah, he's talking about slamming weights
Douche
after a set,
nozzles.
and he can't stand the grunting type.
Yeah, Jeff just used one of my favorite words of all time, which is douche nozzles. Jeff, I knew we were brothers from another mother. Now you totally solidified it. Douche nozzles. Love that. Absolutely love it. Ass clowns is my other favorite one. Douche nozzle, ass clown. It's interchangeable. So consider that one, Jeff. But yeah,
Oh,
that's fantastic. Yeah, Jeff. Oh, Jeff, you beat me on bench press, so now I have to cry.
that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot of weight. Have you ever seen? Here's a question for you. Have you ever seen people eating in the gym? And I don't mean a protein bar. I don't mean a protein shake or a smoothie from the smoothie bar. I mean full on eating some type of meal, whether it's while they're working out, on a treadmill, on an elliptical.
Hmm.
Just curious. Has anybody out there ever seen anybody that eats while they work out? And not the normal stuff like I said, like a protein bar or fruit snacks or something to give you energy, but like McDonald's, for instance.
Hmm. I've never seen that. I
Curious.
don't know if
No?
anybody else has. I haven't seen it personally, but again, I haven't been there in a while, so just saw
I've
somebody eating a cobbler in the pool, but
bagel and cream cheese and coffee on the treadmill. All right.
how? I'm
That's
just trying to not fall.
right. That's pretty amazing. Now, were they walking or running? Because if they're running at like a 15 speed while eating now, here's the other question though: were they smearing the cream cheese on the bagel while they're running on the treadmill? Because if that's the case, and they're drinking coffee at the same time, I want to meet that person. That's amazing.
Yep.
Most I've ever
That's,
seen was somebody eating McDonald's on the stair mill. They had their Diet Coke. Yep, a giant ass Diet Coke in the cup holder. They had on top of where where you usually put your phone. They had their McDonald's bag, and they were literally eating cheeseburger and fries as they're doing the stair mill.
wow. I don't
Yep,
know.
a lot of people bringing and eating Taco Bell and McDonald's, then go work out. Well,
What?
I mean, if you think about it, Jeff, you eat Taco Bell before you work out, you're guaranteed to lose weight because you're probably going to shit yourself while you're benching and screaming. Maybe that's what the screaming's about. Maybe they
Maybe
had
that's
Taco
what
Bell
I mean.
beforehand. Yeah. They had a bean burrito fest right before it, and they're like, I'm working out, I'm working, everything's going good. Oh god.
And then you're like, let's play Name That Smell. Now I
Yes.
know what the other 60% is on that weight bench.
Yes, it's
Gross.
Timmy eating Taco Bell and taking a crap while he's benching. That's what it is. Good job, Timmy. Way to ruin it for the rest of us. Although now I want some Taco
Uh,
Bell. Brings up a good point though. Smells in the
yo
gym.
quiero.
Smells in the gym. What are some of the most popular smells or the worst smells you've ever smelled? That's a lot of smell. I said smell like 16 times, but that's okay.
I can't stand when people smell like body odor or
Oh,
like they have or they're like went to work out after like a deep night of like their party playing, like
oh
they
yeah.
smell like they're leaking alcohol. Or the people that work out and they like smell like they smoked 10 packs of cigarettes. That's
Oh
I
yeah.
can't stand any of those smells.
I will admit I've been that guy that went out the night before and on a treadmill. I have asked the person next to me though, "Can you smell me?" Like not can you sniff me, but can you smell me? And I've prefaced it with, I went out last night. I feel like I'm reeking of beer and stuff like that. I've had somebody tell me once before, like, yeah, you can tell you had a night out last night. I'm like, but I showered this morning. They're like, well, it's coming through. I've actually moved treadmills for that purpose because I don't want to gross somebody out. But I've been next to
Yeah.
other people that have been to, it's like they've been to a bachelor party every night or a bachelorette party every night, and they just reek. To your point, cigarettes, right?
Hmm.
Ugh.
I probably would have told you. You smell.
Hey, stinky.
Hey, Stinky, get away from
Yeah,
me.
yeah, right. Go in the shower, get some athlete's foot,
Yeah.
and then come back out with your McDonald's and have a party. Yeah.
And
I,
Gladys and Petunia will give you a cobbler. Um, but why do people skip deodorant? Why? Why don't they wear it? Or why
it's
don't
a
they
good
know it
question.
doesn't work for them? Anybody not wear deodorant? I'm sorry.
Mm. Yeah, maybe some people have an allergy. I know with all the nickel and aluminum and stuff that's been in them over the years, but I know they have safer stuff now, so we can probably turn you on to some different brands. But yeah, that's a good question. Why don't people wear like if other people can smell you, you gotta imagine you can smell yourself, right? Like I've been guilty of the occasional, like I'm walking or running on the treadmill, and let out the occasional, and you're like, okay, let's see if it smells, and then you smell it, and you're like, okay, if I smell it, other people can smell it. Love when girls spray perfume on themselves, then work out, and it gets mixed with sweat, or when guys spray
Uh,
cologne on them and go work out. Never understood that. Yes. That is the teenage generation, especially today, Jeff, in the gym. And that's one of the reasons I hate going at night to do weights, because it's just Cologne Fest 2026 in there. It
mhm.
is absolutely disgusting. Smells just awful. Actually gives me a headache. It's one of the reasons I don't wear cologne is because one, it kills my allergies. Two, it gives me a massive headache if it's too strong. But yeah, I can't stand that either. It's like, all right, what are you masking by all that perfume and cologne, or is that your way of attracting people? Because I would think it's kind of like a skunk would make people run like hell. That's just my thought.
Yes. It
Mike
sometimes
says
can smell like middle school. Yeah. What did Mike say?
he said, "Oh, sweat glands overpowering." Yes, it might be time to get them checked. If your sweat glands are that powerful, either that or it's time to bottle it and use it as a weapon. That's yeah. Some people are just it's gross. And sometimes you smell things and you're like, I don't even recognize that smell. I'm not sure where that came from.
Mhm.
What does that smell? Do you? And then you go around to other people and you're like, do you smell it too? And they're like, no, you don't. They're like, are you smelling pennies? Do you smell nickel? Yeah. They start asking questions like that, and you're like, no, 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 I'm not having a heart attack. Everything's fine. Everything's good. I just smell something I've never smelled before. Maybe it's those aliens that they're talking about, being around. Aliens working out. Could
Oh,
be.
it could. I mean, it could. Anything is possible. Anything. Um, one, I mentioned that there was a group of ladies that had a swim class, but there's also in some gyms, I don't know about Jennifer's because it sounds like they give her like one thing to do in hers, but um, what about like the gyms that have a pool and a hot tub and a
Mm, sauna.
sauna or a steam room? Like, though, like steam rooms scare the crap out of me. I cannot be in it. But saunas are weird because you're mixed with other, it's males, females, but you got people in there that are just like, I don't have my towel on. I'm sitting in here
Free
sauning away.
balling, free balling. There's
Like
an old
any
man sitting on a bench there. Yeah. To Jeff's point about the old balls, that's where you see the most of them is just, just free. And the worst part about a sauna, though, too, is like so saunas are central places, right? It's for everybody.
yeah,
When
yeah.
you have somebody that walks in with their eucalyptus or some other kind of smell, and they come in, even though it says don't pour stuff on the rocks, they come in and pour that,
Hmm.
and they like no regard for other people.
No. Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. It's one of the reasons I stopped going in the sauna. One,
Hmm.
because I have such low body fat, I just don't want to melt any more away. But it's mainly the smells and stuff like that. But no, it's when people come in, they just come in and they like open up their little thing, and it's like I'm like, really? So I stopped going in there because the smell of vodka or whatever putting
Yeah.
in the stuff is just disgusting.
You were in
We
the
we
sauna
have
with
a
Russians? What?
Oh God, no. No, we've got at my gym, and I go to an LA Fitness, which is not the
Mhm.
cleanest place in the world. I'll be honest, but they have a pool. They also have a hot tub. I have never been in it, nor do I plan on it. I figure it's probably got some disease or something in there that's never been discovered yet. So
Ew.
I'm afraid, and I also see some of the clientele that go in there, and yeah, no, not going to do it. Which is weird because when you go to a hotel,
Mhm.
right? You go in the pool, you go in the hot tub. But the excuse is, well, but they use a lot of chlorine. Yeah, I know it burns your eyes. Doesn't mean like it's keeping you disease free.
Well, I mean, I think the difference between, and I mean, yeah, the difference between the hotel and gym, pool or hot tub for certain is people just worked out and then they're like a little sign about this big says please shower before entering the pool area. And does anyone read that?
Right.
No, because their eyes are burning from the eucalyptus that someone spilled in the sauna. So then they go ahead and their sweaty body that is like leaking every smell, and they get into the hot tub, and then all of a sudden, if you have ever noticed this, there's like a weird foam that like is on the
Mm-hmm.
top of it. It's
Yep.
disgusting.
Oh, weird ring around the outside of it too. It's
Yes,
just like
yes,
it's people's filth. It just
yeah,
shows you how dirty people are. And it's
dirty people.
disgusting. Yeah. It's one of the reasons I've stopped going in hot tubs and like that kind of stuff. It's just to your point, it's gross. When there's a
Hmm.
different color foam that you don't recognize and you're like, I've never seen that before.
Yep,
That's a new
yep.
hue of purple. That's weird. Probably best to stay out, right? Your skin might melt off and just disgusting. Anybody else on here go to if you go to a gym or go to somewhere in your apartment complex or whatever the case is, do you go in your hot tub? Do you go in your pool? Is it clean? Do you get weird foam? Jennifer did
This
go.
is
It sounds like there's a butt in there.
uh-huh.
Jennifer, what's that?
Wondering
What's that butt? What you got to do with all that butt? What's the butt there? You did go, but have you stopped going there? Well, I mean, you probably did now because it's been winter, but what's the reason that you did go, but maybe don't go anymore? Butterfingers.
uh what?
Just at my so is it that's your Butterfinger? Are you eating Butterfingers and they melt? Is that why you don't go in the hot tub, or is it old apartment? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Did you have Jerry that was working out and he ate Taco Bell and then he went in your pool? Is that what happened? And that's where the Butterfingers came from? Cannonball. You got to do the cannonball. It's a must, Jeff. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. What else about gyms, Doc J? There's so many things you can talk about. How about the clothing in gyms?
Oh, good.
How about
Yeah.
I
What is
mean,
with it? It's like a fashion
yeah,
show of nothing. Like the littlest amount
it's
people can wear.
yeah. Well, that's the thing
And
too, is I see like going into my gym and having a daughter, you see these teenage girls that go in there wearing their sports bra and their tight ass shorts and stuff, and you're like, Why? Like why?
because it's a meat
You know,
market.
they're I guess. I just imagine my daughter and I'm like, no, please don't do that. But yeah, you're right. It's either it's
Hmm.
oversized sweatshirts,
Yeah.
and wearing it through the entire workout, which I can't imagine that. I get hot just walking in the gym, so I couldn't even imagine wearing that. People wearing makeup to work out. So I have to stop wearing makeup. That's what you're saying, Jennifer. I see. I see how it is. I like to put on a little eyeshadow once in a while, go to the gym, maybe a little lipstick.
With your high
Where
heel
my
tennis shoes.
oh that my crop top, hell yeah. Now it's a party. Yeah, I the whole gym. Well, I mean, you know why people wear makeup to the gym, right? No, you need it. Okay, appreciate that. Much love there. Yeah, you know why people wear makeup to the gym, right? It's to trying to attract people, right? You're trying
Right.
to, or maybe that's how people
Yeah.
feel good. But I also, to your point though, I don't understand why people get all dialed up when they actually like do like their hair. You can tell is like professionally done, and they got their nails done. They got their full thing of makeup on. It is weird. And I will say, guys wear whatever the heck they can to the gym. I've
Yeah.
seen pajama pants recently with Crocs, which I mean, I was always told like no Crocs, no
Yeah.
none of that kind of stuff, because if you drop a weight on your foot, good luck. But pajama pants is a thing. The newest thing for guys is like these tight, like skinny shorts with socks like the with the knee-high socks and like Converse shoes, and yeah, it's
So we're
really,
back
really
to the 70s. Like,
right. Yeah, but then
hmm,
again, you have Uncle Jerry who's wearing his tank top from the '60s.
yeah.
It's got it's basically just string at this point, and old stuff hanging out, hair everywhere. I've seen guys work out in jeans, no clue how they do that. Yeah, I've seen that, and I've seen khakis lately, like wearing khakis with like not boots, but like the boots you'd think you'd see at like Erewhon or one of those like nature stores,
Yeah.
or outdoorsy stores. I've seen people in khakis, like with cargo pants and those kind of boots.
Maybe they're
And
just
I'm like,
practicing to hike, but they're using a treadmill.
well, they get on the stair mill, then it makes sense at least. But you're in the
Yeah.
gym, you're working out, you got that plus a flannel shirt on, you got a headband on your head, and you're just working out. Like, what are we doing here? Am I confused?
Yeah.
Sometimes a bar. Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very, very strange the things that people wear to the gym. So I've seen
Well,
all that,
it's,
Jennifer.
yeah. I don't know. There's got to be like certain gyms that are hardcore, like people just like rip into it and get their workout done. Um, I don't know what those are. They would probably not be somewhere I visited because I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well,
They seem
those are your
intense.
bodybuilding gyms. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and I don't know. Like, are they like this, or are they just like people are
Oh, yeah.
focused? They got their goals. I feel like these membership gyms are all this like everyone's like, hey,
I am the
you
Ryan
got
Hopper. I am the Jim. Your name is Jim? What? Yeah, the I can tell you from experience and from back in the day, bodybuilding gyms, they are surprisingly not as disgusting as far as dirty, because, there's a lot of people are take pride in
yeah,
their gym in that community, which is and want things clean and stuff so they can work out. But there is an abundance or a lack of clothing. Like if you're a bodybuilder, it's normal for you to have a string tank top that goes below your chest so you can show your pecs and stuff and bounce those chesticles. Um and like the short spit, yes, that's what we used to call them, is chesticles. You can feel free to use
mm,
that. It's not patent pending or anything. But yeah, bodybuilding gyms. But I will say, you want to hear a lot of screaming. You want to hear a lot of people that sound like they're
mhm,
really angry, but they're really just getting their workout on. Go to a
yeah.
bodybuilding gym.
Is
Like
that what it's like?
you have to wear noise canceling headphones just to be able to hear yourself, and you'll still be able to hear people. Yeah, it's pretty
I would
insane.
have I would have so much anxiety. Like, why is everyone screaming?
Yeah, why are you yelling at me? I'm not. I'm just lifting. Okay, we're very intense. Or I am the gem. Okay, Ryan, you are a gem. We haven't decided what kind, but you are a gem. Ryan, tell us since you're on here, tell us a gym story. I know you go to the gym or you run or do something in fitness because you're skinny and You got a ton of energy and stuff, so you must work out. I've seen casual shoes, says Mike. Okay. Yeah, I've seen the casuals, like the boat shoes and stuff. It's really strange. Seen
You
flip
know,
flops too.
that's really dangerous for your toes.
We see my arms. I
What you've
have,
been
Ryan.
holding out on us, Ryan.
Well, you've been wearing sweatshirts all winter, right? So we haven't been able to see your magical peaky biceps and you know just ripped triceps and stuff. So maybe in the summertime we'll critique. But no, we haven't seen your arms
What?
in a while. So, but now you built up the expectation. So the next time we see you and you have a short sleeve shirt on, you better be ripped. Otherwise, we're gonna make fun of you. Bench that bar. Nice job.
Like
The question is, have you
the
put weights on it?
or you bench the beers at the bar. What?
Bench at the bar? Oh yeah, you sit on a bench at the bar. I get it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know if I ever want to go back to one of those gyms. I feel like I just don't know.
Yeah.
I would,
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
no, it's too much. It's intense. If you're a guy, not that I'm gonna stereotype every guy, but I know for me, like if I see people lifting heavy, I want to lift heavy and I'll just hurt myself.
Mhm.
And then Ryan with his massive arms will have to carry me to the hospital. So
Yes.
not gonna do that. Yeah, it's probably not the good scene. Those kind of that and like, I mean, if people on here do CrossFit, congratulations. But like those kind of gyms scare me too. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's what I was trying to
screaming.
think of. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of screaming, a lot of tire flipping, a lot of people that look really angry, like they want to eat me. Just go to 24-hour fitness at 2 a.m. drunk with my friends and ride the bikes with a tip out.
Well, Ryan.
We're gonna
Wow.
have an episode on health, Ryan, and we're gonna help you out.
Ryan, I think you're our next guest.
Right?
We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to
Yes.
unpack with you, Ryan.
I think our next special guest will be Ryan Hopper. For those of you that don't know him, you're about to. So
The hop.
the hop, definitely.
Well, we only have a couple more minutes here. This has been a
No,
fun converse. I know. Don't cry. Don't cry. It's gonna be okay. Um, it's been fun.
I've
Now
got a
this
lot
is
of
turning into a
English.
counseling session.
Ryan, we don't have enough time left to counsel you today, buddy. But we'll have you on the show.
Yeah, we'll
We'll have
we'll
you on the
we'll
show.
definitely help you out. We're so good with that. Um,
Well,
yeah,
as
I'm
we
glad
wrap
I
up,
yeah.
is there
Go
anything
ahead.
that anybody else wants to talk about? I mean, we have tons more topics about the gym. I mean, literally a laundry list of topics, but we aren't gonna get to all of them today, which is okay because we'll have part two at some point.
And I'll go to the gym, so I have fresher stories.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go.
I'll go to
I
the
gotta
gym too.
go
Not to work
know
out, just
people.
to get the story. Yeah. Yeah. Why
I'm
are you
just here for
smelling
the
me? It's for a
stories.
podcast. Awesome. Did you ever swallow the dip? Oh, next love light. Let's dive in. That'll be a very short story, right? And it's definitely not at the gym, but we can talk about that. We can talk about it. We'll have more episodes on dating, and I'll tell you all about the stories and all about my blog, Splendid Daddy. We'll
I
talk. We'll
really
talk a little
think
bit more about that at a different time.
you should
But
definitely
definitely a
share
topic.
those stories.
I will. I'll share more stories. The
Story
last thing we'll leave
time.
you with, as far as the gym, let's talk about pre-workout. Everybody these days takes pre-workout. Have you noticed a trend of people doing what's called dry scooping? Or does anybody know what dry scooping is? Those are funny. Thanks.
What is dry scooping?
So dry scooping is when you take a scoop of pre-workout, and unlike normal people where you'd put it in your water bottle and shake it up, you pour the pre-workout in your mouth. Hope that you don't cough, have a coughing fit, so you don't spit it everywhere. Hope that you drink enough water to wash it down, and then you shake your head like a wet dog and swallow the pre-workout. And then you watch people's faces like this. Well, yeah, I could tell you it was going to be gross because you just mixed it with about a third of the water you're supposed to. But that's been the newest trend that I've seen at the gym lately is dry scooping, which explains a lot of the powder along the floor. It's not cocaine, it's pre-workout as far as I know. But yeah, all these kids and all these people working out in the gym these days are doing what's trial dry scoop. And I had a scoop, I had some pre-workout in a water bottle, and I had somebody actually ask me like, "Hey, are you man? You don't dry scoop that?" I'm like, "No, I have time to put it in a bottle and actually shake it. I'm not in that big a rush to where I'm like pre-workout now, and then I've got to you just throw it at my face and just the
Oh my
weirdest
gosh.
freaking concept. Yeah, I don't go to the gym. Chris doesn't go to the gym. Well, I'm sure that makes Jim very sad.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up
On that
here. And
note,
remember, if you didn't sweat, grunt, or question your entire life at least once
That's
visiting a
awkward.
gym, did you even go, or did you just tour it?
so the mission, everybody, is get to the gym, get us stories, send us
Yes.
messages. We'll put our email and stuff out there. If you don't feel comfortable sharing on here, throw it into an email format. Send a short DM, send a video, whatever the case might be. But give us some stuff that you want to talk about. Doc J, till next time.
Till next time, have a great week and stay clear of tornadoes tonight.
Yes, and of course, as always, this might get awkward.
Life doesn't come with a script, and that's what makes it interesting.
Good night, Jennifer. Good night, everyone.
Real laughs, real awkward. This might get
Bye, Mom.
Bye, everybody.
awkward.
99, everybody. Sweet dreams. And don't drink